There was never a teacher or preacher like Jesus Christ. We've been looking at our Savior's Sermon on the Mount, perhaps one of the greatest sermons ever preached, certainly because it came from the lips of our Savior. And He's giving us a pattern here. He just spoke in verses 19 to 21 about laying up treasure in heaven, making sure that your treasure is where it ought to be. And then He spoke in verse 22 to 23 about the eye, the singleness of sight. And then He takes us to another singleness of mind, thought, in verse number 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. And Christ speaks about having one treasure and having one sight, one vision, and He speaks here about having one master. And I wonder today, who is it that you serve? Because you cannot serve two different masters. You cannot try to pretend to serve God for half of the week and then serve yourself for the rest of the week. It cannot be done. You can't give your days and your thoughts and your time and energy to the things of this world and then give the leftovers to God. Jesus says very clearly, you cannot serve two masters, because you'll either hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. I wonder today, are you serving God alone? George Mueller was used of God greatly to take care of thousands of orphans there in the great city of Bristol. He once said this: a servant of God has but one master. It ill becomes a servant to seek to be rich and great and honored in that world where his Lord was poor and mean and despised. And I think it's quite an interesting thought. Along with this, if you are serving God and God alone, you'll have no time to try to elevate yourself. You'll have no time to try to serve money, try to get more for yourself, but instead you'll try to give more to God. And that's exactly what we're finding here. If God is your Lord, if He is your master, then that will be your one desire, your one treasure, to honor Him in all that you say and do. May the Lord help us to search and find out and make sure that we have one Lord and one Master.